Good evening, Internet, and welcome to another Top Shift. I'm afraid to say it's been a bit of a difficult week to record these things. Been away on holiday for a little while, so right back into it, and unfortunately I haven't been able to earn enough cash to move up to the Type 9. In fact, to be honest, I've got no idea where you upgrade a Type 9 or you get a Type 9 from. So, I guess just showing off a couple of trade runs while discussing some of the latest changes might be in order. This problem is, well, even though we've just been upgraded to Beta 1.04, there's not much new in the beta, and it's just grinding up cash at the moment. As you can see, I've got a rather large balance now. Advanced catalyzers. So, where can I sell advanced catalyzers? And there is the jump range for the Type 6. As you can see, practically every system within the beta circle is available within one or maybe two jumps. So advanced catalyzers. As a surprise to Han, but there's one I haven't been to before, LP64194. Refinery Independent. Well, as it's a new system I've never been to before, let's work our route how to get there. So LHS 3006, and then hopefully I jump to LP64. See if that's even possible. There should be. Lock the destination and launch. You can see a Type 9 taking off right now. Oh! And that Type 9 that took off didn't make it. Which is a bit of a problem for me because... oh, I hope that wreckage gets out of the way. Oh, this is very busy around here at the moment. I got a sneaking suspicion that was an NPC. Ooh. Otherwise that was an awful lot of credits that just went up the spoke. More than I've got in the bank at the moment anyway. Unfortunately it seems like my trusty X52 is beginning to give up the ghost. So I might as well start saving up for a new one. Either an X52 Pro, which is very, very popular, and in fact the guys at Frontier have been using that in all their testing. Or the new X55, which looks a serious piece of kit. I had a quick go on that at Fantasticon, and with the DK2, and it was it helped with the immersion, put it that way. let's get out of the way there. Now. Okay, try the galaxy map. Well, it says we can get to Weird Chidomo. Is that where we want to go, though? Oh. Or have I just gone the wrong way? I may have gone the wrong way. Into Weird, it's just gone. Oh, I think I've mucked this up again. So we are in LH3006. It does seem that Nag Takean might be a better option. Now there's something, I don't think I've ever been to that system either, so that's where we'll go. Now the one thing about the Type 6, which I didn't realise before, is that it is heat hungry. Basically each hyperspace jump that you do, you're over the 100%. And I'm beginning to suspect that if you go over 110, 120% in your heat, you automatically have a heat sink dropped for you to stop you exploding. That's the only explanation for these mysteriously disappearing heat sinks. It's a known issue. I think tickets have been raised, but we haven't had a response on it yet.
Critical.
Yes. Hay Point. Definitely not been to this one before. I think I've been to the majority now of systems. However, you know, you need the Type 6. I think the downside of all this is that you need the Type 6 in order to be able to visit all these systems. The problem is the Type 6 isn't exactly the most exciting ship to fly. Well, let's pull that back a bit. Since I last did a Top Shift, we've had 3 newsletters released. Each of them going over what we might expect in Beta 2. Now, we don't know when we're going to get Beta 2. But one of the things that they've shown us are new space stations, smuggler outposts, and little visitor pads. These are like what looks like landing pads just in the middle of space. Very useful for smugglers, and well, you just don't know who to trust when you see one of those. You take your life in your hands. And then we've seen a new type of Federal space station, which actually has engines on it. That'll be an interesting one to see. And finally, this week we were discussing how exploration is going to work. Now that's of interest to me because I think I'm one of the many people who will like to take their Cobra Mark III and just point it in a direction and see what's out there, just because we want to. One thing that has been noticed is that 1.04 is having a little bit of issues in some of the most heavily populated systems. Back to the old spinning cobra and the wobble, as I call this. Ooh, an Orbis. Quite a nice looking Orbis as well, but with only one ring. Okay. Yeah, exploration is going to work. By visiting a system and then not only just arriving in it, you've got to explore it, so you've got to map all the planets, so you're going to have to visit all the planets in that system in turn. Once it's all catalogued, then you'll have your data and you can sell it to one of the powers. The thing is, it's not advisable to sell it to both of the powers, as if exploration teams from both of the powers, or three powers actually, turn up, then well, you're basically blamed for a confrontation. I'm using the flight assist off mode here to help line up, because in a moment of madness or nostalgia, depending on the way you want to call it, I decided to install a docking computer. And how they've actually implemented this in this game is actually very nice. There was a Viper there. Now Vipers at the moment are getting reputation, a well-deserved reputation, for being pirate and smuggler killers. Right, so we approach Hay Point. And there's a couple of places where you try and sneak in, and as soon as you are scanned, you're as good as dead. However, not long ago, one of my fellow YouTubers put together a video showing you how to smuggle, and it is really clever the way he used the heat mechanics.
Request granted.
Oh, and here we go. As you can hear, the wonderful sound of the Blue Danube playing in the background. Only problem is that quiet, it sounds as if it's a holding tone or a holding tune that you get when you phone up a call centre. I like that little touch actually. Oh, that looks like an eagle up ahead coming out. And that is a player in a Type 6 heading out. And I forgot that commander's name. I'll give him a text. Now we are proceeding to dock at Bay 11. Now the one thing that this does allow you to do is it allows you to look around the cockpit as you're brought into land. So you can see all the other ships in their own docking maneuvers. Oh, it seems Portal Bay 11 is quite close to the front. But one thing it does do, the docking computer.
Docking successful.
Oh.
Engines disengaged.
I must admit, that's the first time that's normally happened. Normally, when you dock, it just scrapes you all over the shop until you finally seem to arrive on the landing point. Right. we've had any luck with this. Oh, I forgot about the engine noise. Another bug which has been notified. The Type 6 engine will keep on playing until you go to the galaxy map. Then once you've finished there, it should be fine. Economy none, allegiance none, DP Draconis. What's a refinery system? An extraction system right next to another. Interesting. Right. But enough of that. And as you can hear, quiet. Resonating separators. Is that what I've got? I can't remember. Right. Now we've got advanced crystallizers, but the demand is none. Hang on, I'm very confused. I really am quite confused. I thought the... I don't even produce them here. I don't need them here. Did I read the galaxy map wrong? Probably. So, let's look at the view. Ah, right, take a wrench. I went completely the wrong way, didn't I? Hang on. Ah. That's because I should have gone to Acniat. Right, okay. One slight misunderstanding of reading the galaxy map. The good thing about all this is that even if you do take a wrong turn,
Ship released. Engines engaged.
and you find that you do have to go somewhere else, you've only lost your fuel cost, which at the moment is hardly anything. Oh, that hole is in the way. Oh, impact warning. It's not often I get them. So we've got Argonaut, only 2.5 light years away. Probably looked that close on the galaxy map angle I was at. Yes, so let's see, we're going to have probably exploration in. I hope that we're going to have player-on-player piracy in Beta 2. You know, player-on-player interdictions. On top of that, I'm hoping we have a few more systems and a couple of more types of space station to visit, but we'll have to wait and see. Now at the moment, Elite Dangerous, they do say that they're numbers are up to 100,000 backers. So that's 100,000 people who have shelled out for either the beta or the gamma, or even higher.
Drive
And that's
charging.
a phenomenal amount. However, Frontier do seem to have posted a loss this year. But then again, if you're developing a product this big, you're bound to.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But it does look like this game will, the ongoing development of this game will probably be funded by either people buying expansion packs. I mean, I won't be one of them because I'm going to get all the expansion packs for free. See, some of the advantages. Chuffy plant. We found a Yorkshire system. Hey, old lad, we're going to Chuffy plant. A Cuffy plant. Still sounds Yorkshire. So yeah, there's 100,000 people who are either in beta or gamma, and you know, that's a phenomenal amount for considering the game hasn't even been released yet. On top of that, I've noticed the amount of streams and Twitch channels have increased a lot lately as well. I think the word is getting out that this game is going to be special. But the subject of being a bit special, there's my blooming bad. That's me not being politically correct either. There we go. Coffee plant. On other notes, I've been working my way through the Elite Fiction. Those of you that followed this will know that I've already completed the 2 of the Elite books, one of the last podcasts. I'm pleased to say that I can now add another one, or cross another one off the list, which was Kate Russell's Mostly Harmless. A nice little comedy, which involved a lot of gory, squelchy deaths, which were quite funny. And in some cases well deserved. So hats off to Kate Russell, because that was it had me sniggering in places when really you shouldn't be laughing at things like that, but they're still funny. If you want to know what I'm on about, I'm afraid you'll have to read the book. And I'm halfway through the Tales of the Frontier. So far I've been quite impressed by Chris Jarvis's and Darren Gray's story. Chris Brookers's was, in my opinion, heartbreaking to begin with. I'll be mentioning more as I reread them, because I think I'm reading them too fast. But John Harper and Hear the Wheel has arrived today, well, this weekend, and I'll be looking forward to sitting down with a cup of coffee and working my way through that. I must admit, there are quite a lot of Orbis stations about at the moment. Not that I'm complaining, they're actually quite easy to dock with. I find them easier to dock with than the Coriolis. Mostly because you know which end you're going for. You just glide along and try and line up, and then switch the auto assist off to line up right at the front of the port. So. Alright, and... Ah, look at that. You can't ask for a better lineup than that. Now watch me crash it. Right then.
Request granted. Warning. Detecting hostile scan.
Oh, that'll be the local police. Yeah, that's Federation jurisdiction, that's why. They're very, very down on smugglers, especially in their refinery and high-tech sectors. Ooh, coming through a bit slow there. I wonder if there's a wreckage somewhere. Oh, I think there might be. Oh, there you are. Now, can you guess what the ship is just by the wreckage? That might be what's left of a Cobra. Where are we docking? Ah, 5. Oh, this is going to be a quick dock. With the Type 6, as with the Type 9, you have this massive bubble cockpit at the front, which means you've got great visibility as you clatter into the system. Ah, that's 2 successful dockings without any scraping at all. I think the docking computer must be learning. Get fuel. Commodities market. Can I finally sell? My advanced catalyzers. I can. And there's a medium demand. So, wow. 600 credits per ton. And I got 100 tons. That's 60,000 credits. Wow. All of a sudden, I like this. Right. Well, I'm going to leave it here. Mostly because there's not much more to show. Hopefully Beta 2 will be coming around soon and we'll have something new there. I mean, the intention was to go through each of the ships, but at the rate I'm going, I'm not going to be able to get a Type 9. So I might actually downgrade to a Cobra again, but just max it out as much as possible. So until then, thanks for watching and good night.